Hi everyone, I'm Elizabeth, and I'm not buying books this year. Today I'm going to talk about the 4 reading challenges that I'm going to be participating in 2019 without buying any new books. If you saw my first 2 videos, thank you for watching, I appreciate it. Some of the books that I talk about today may be familiar. However, I am not going to go through all of the books that I intend to read for all of these challenges throughout all of 2019. I'm just going to talk about how my TBR video from Sunday is going to line up with the challenges that I am going to work on completing in January. So while the books will be familiar this time, the next time I do this it will be more of a challenge update, and it will come at the end of the month to tell you which books that I read in each of the challenges. To start out with, let's talk about the first 2 challenges that I'm participating in. These are both hosted by the same booktuber. Her name is Steph from Steph's Romance Book Talk. She first of all, has been super helpful to me as a very brand new YouTuber. The last video that I did, I had some covers right up there. And in the program that I had been using, I could not figure out how to get those covers into the program. So she helped me out by telling me which program she uses to do it, and it worked great, and I'm really grateful. Thank you, Steph. So the first 2 challenges are Blackout, which is reading books by Black authors, and then the second one is the Romance Genreathon, where Steph has sort of put together themes and subgenres of romance and assigned one to each month. So for Blackout, for January, I have 2 books. One, Adam and Ava by Sandra Kidd. I talked about that in my January TBR video. And Beastly Desires by Nikki Winter. I'm going to try to read 2 books per month for this challenge for a total of 24 books by Black authors in 2019. I don't think this will be a challenge. In fact, I have my bullet journal here, and I am going to, I don't know if you can see this, I hope you can, put the 2 books that I read for each month, and then I have little sections down here for each of the 6-month periods for any extra books I might read, because I think that's very doable, and I'll probably end up reading more books by Black authors than that. The second challenge hosted by Steph is Romance Genreathon, and that, for January, the theme is second chance, pregnancy, and unrequited. If you follow me on Twitter, if you've read my blog, you know I'm not huge on books involving pregnancy or babies. It's just not a thing I'm interested in. So I will probably be skipping that part of the challenge. However, I do have 2 books that I think fit really well with the other 2 aspects of this month's theme. So for Second Chance, I am reading The Mermaid's Curse by Alexa Rowan. And then for Unrequited, I am reading, or at least I'm hoping to get to Pretending He's Mine by Mia Sosa. I started this book last year and I got distracted by new releases and never finished it. So hopefully if I finish everything that's on my January TBR pile video that I filmed last week, I will get to Pretending He's Mine, because that one definitely fits the theme of Unrequited. It's a younger sister, best friend's older brother, or older brother's best friend, there we go, sort of book, and she's had a crush on him for years, and she's kind of making a last-ditch effort to attract his attention. So those are the 2 books that I'm hoping to read for January. Technically, you only have to read 1 book per month for that challenge, but I have gone ahead and just put in January, I've just gone ahead and put in January for this month in my bullet journal, so that if I end up reading 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, then I can just list them instead of having to try to break them out by section. So those are the 2 challenges hosted by Steph. The third challenge that I'm hoping to participate in is Romanceopoly. This is hosted by the Under the Covers book blog and Peace Love Books here on YouTube. There is a website for this challenge, so it makes it really easy to find all the rules and printables and recommendations for each of the different squares that you need to fill in. This is more like a book bingo challenge, except it's done in the shape of, well, I'll show you, of a game board. My blue ink cartridge, I think, is out, so this is not actually the color of the game board. I'm gonna go ahead and reprint this with a new ink cartridge before I actually put it in my bullet journal, but this is what the game board looks like. I'm not gonna go around to all the different squares because they talk about those extensively in their videos, which I will link down below. And it's a very extensive challenge. I think there are different levels of participation. I'm going to aim for the highest one. We'll see how I do. Which is all the different squares. I think that ends up being 39 books. Really will make me delve into some lesser accessed corners of my TBR pile. So things like there's a small town romance challenge. I'm not huge into small town romance, although I do love books by Farah Rashan in her series. The Maplesville series, and then some of the other series are also, or Bio Dreams is also set in a small town, so those are good. And then also like YA romance. I have a book by Jennifer Armentrout that I haven't read. I have a few sort of vintage romance that are like the like wildfire style YA historical romance, and then also some other category romance type books that are YA focused. I haven't assigned books for this one yet because there's sort of two options for how to play the game. The first one is the books are the way that the game board is organized. They're sort of organized by subgenre, and there's going to be 2 or 3 books in each section. So you can just go around the board, but then of course you're reading the same subgenre in a row. Or you can roll dice and pick, move your little marker around the board that way, and that sounds like fun to me. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Which means that I don't know what I'm reading yet for January. So I'll probably leave that towards the end of the month, since that would involve picking new books, and then hopefully if I have to, I can catch up a little bit in February. So that is the 3 sort of hashtag YouTube type challenges I'm doing this year. The last one, of course, is my no buy for 2019. My goal is to read 200 books off of my TBR from ebooks and paperbacks, the paperbacks you see behind me, as well as the ones that you can't see that extend far, far, far off camera. That I'm going to track on Goodreads. So while I will definitely be talking about those books in my TBRs and then also in monthly wrap-ups when I tell you how I liked those books, I am going to be mostly tracking that on Goodreads. So if you want to friend me on Goodreads, you can. It's Elizabeth J. Lane. It's also linked in the description box. I also have shelves for each of these challenges, so the books that end up on those shelves are the ones that I'm using to complete the challenges. I think that's just about it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, tell me if you're participating in any reading challenges this year. I don't think I can add any more, but I'm definitely curious to see what else other people are doing, whether it's on YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or Goodreads, whatever your social media venue of choice is. Have a great week. Doubt not, slay some words, and Lex has your back. Bye.